I was pulling the tray of cinnamon rolls out of the oven for my 1-year sober celebration when my aunt let herself in through the front door with a key I never gave her. What she didn't know was that my whole family was upstairs, tucked into my sister's old bedroom, waiting to surprise me. From where my aunt stood, the house looked empty, just me and her. "There's my favorite disaster," she cooed, that syrupy voice crawling up my spine like it always had. Before I could even set the tray down, her hand dipped into her purse and came out holding a small orange bottle. "Brought you a little present, our secret, like always." My stomach turned to ice. She'd done this for years, appearing whenever no one was watching, sliding me back down every time I clawed my way up. But this time, the house had ears. This time, I just needed her to say it out loud. So I smiled and reached for a memory I knew would light her fuse. Mom would have loved seeing the woman her sister became. Her face twitched. "Your mother?" That weak, weeping woman died still praying over her drunk of a son. She laughed and, to my disgust, shook a pill into her own palm and swallowed it dry. "You want to talk about her?" "Sure," I said, keeping my voice flat. "Let's talk. That flu I got at 14, the one that knocked me out for a week. What was that really?" She practically preened. "That wasn't the flu, sweetheart. I ground up one of my scripts into that chicken soup I made you. First taste. You chased that feeling for the next decade without even knowing why." She said it like she was describing a recipe she was proud of. I couldn't feel my hands. I gripped the counter to stay upright. And my back, the pain that started after my sports injury and never left. "Your physical therapist owed me money," she said breezily. "I told him where to press, what to aggravate, enough to keep you hurting, enough to keep the prescriptions coming." She tilted her head. "You practically medicated yourself after that." I had to keep her talking. My family needed every word. "The relapses then. Every time I got clean, I'd fall apart out of nowhere. That you too?" "Obviously." She stepped closer, waving the bottle near my face like a prize ribbon. "Every time you started looking healthy, I'd tip something into your coffee at Sunday dinner. Remember nodding off at the table? Slurring while everyone stared? You swore you were clean." She grinned. "You were. I just made sure nobody believed it." I remembered all of it. Every night I'd lain awake certain I was going insane. My eyes burned, but I wasn't finished. There was one more thing they needed to hear. "The night Mom passed," I said quietly, "I showed up to the hospital barely able to stand. Couldn't say goodbye. Everyone thought I'd gotten high on the worst night of my life." She giggled. Actually giggled. "3 of them in your morning coffee. Your mother slipped away thinking her boy loved his high more than her." She shrugged. "You didn't even know." My hand drifted to the little brass tag on my keychain. My old dog's name tag. The last thing I had left of him. She caught the movement and her eyes gleamed. "Oh, that mutt." She pointed a manicured finger. "Remember thinking you'd left the gate open? That he ran into the road because of you?" She leaned in. "I left it open. Then I let you carry that guilt for years. Watching you blame yourself was the best part." I could barely see through the tears. "Why? What did I ever do to you?" She slammed the bottle down on the counter so hard a pill skittered across the tile. "Because you existed. Every holiday your mother spent worrying about you. Every dollar that went to your rehab instead of my life. You were proof. I always came second." Her lip curled. "But look at you now. Sober, sure, and hollowed out. The damage is done and no one alive will ever know it was me." That's when the glass shattered upstairs. A picture frame knocked off the railing. My aunt spun around so fast she nearly lost her heels. At the top of the stairs stood her own daughter, the cousin who'd defended her my entire life. Phone in a shaking hand, screen still recording. Behind her, my father, my brother, my grandmother, the whole family, packed into the hallway, every face bloodless with horror. They had heard all of it. One by one, they came down the stairs, walking straight past her like she was furniture, and folded me into their arms. My cousin reached me last, tears streaking her face. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. "I believe you. I've got the whole thing."